Today's May 14th, 2019, and China just declared war against the United States, which means from this point on they will. Well, think of it like this: China is declaring. Well, their media is. So the media is declaring a people's war against the United States, according to CNN reporting. And there's like 1 billion people in China, and I'm not exactly sure what that truly means, because it's not the military declaring war against the United States. It's the media, I think. Well, no, the president, or whatever you call the leader over there, he declared war against the United States for the people. It's a people's court war, and there's 1 billion people over there. Now you have 7.7 billion people in the world, which is okay. So that's, it's 1/7 of the population so far against the United States, which obviously means that, well, it's not World War III, the declaration, not yet, but it's the beginning stages of their country coming against us. Okay, so, well, now you do the math. Who else is with China? Well, North Korea is obviously under China's wing, and Russia's really good with China, and Iran is their boys with China. Basically, every freaking country in the world is against the United States. Even Israel is against the United States. According to the script, in the end, right now we're like buddy, but Israel's like SJD. He pretends to be your buddy, but he's going to backstab you in the end. He's going to steal your birthday. So it's like you have all these people rising up against the United States, just like expected. It's going actually according to plan. And when I get home, I'm gonna show you the article, right? Because obviously it's not in the news yet. And in the article, it says about how when everything started, like on May 3rd, there was basically nothing really said in the mainstream media about the escalation of war and how the trade war is escalating. See, the trade war is really the world war, because I'm telling you, I don't know, maybe they aren't, but it sure feels like it. World War III will be declared on May 3rd. No, guys, we can't. No. We're just gonna say that Trump is choking off Iran's oil. It's another word for World War III, but we're not going to use the word World War III. And then today, well, yesterday, right? Yeah. World War III will be declared on May 14th, 2019. And then May 14th, 2019 comes around. But it's not World War per se. It's the people's war. Well, who the frick is in the world besides people? Yeah, but it's not a world war, Robin. It's the people's war. And it's like, all right, whatever. If you just don't want to say world war, fine. You can try to make my predictions look like I'm wrong, but they're pretty much dead on. They're just tweaked a little bit here and there. That's right. They're tweaked a little bit. So, again, I say this. here's the only reason why I'm coming up with all these events right now. This is the reason why I've come up with the predictions in April, that summer hot, summer cold, because summer's near. Once summer's near, it starts getting hot, and that's just the way it is. My predictions are cold in the beginning because it's still winter. Like from January, February, March, kind of cold, but I mean, not the 150-day part where the waters are they're decreasing continually, even though they're prevailing exceedingly, because the waters of the gospel is exceeding, and but also the waters of the gospel is decreasing on the it's going on a downslide, even though it's going up because people are waking up. So here's the reason why I say everything is happening now. This is why I said that martial law will be declared and World War III will be declared, and Iran will drop bombs 2 months ago, because Harold Camping warned us about this, and it is into the 7th and of the 8th year. Hey, what's up? See that guy right there? So we're in that 7th year, and today, going into tonight, should be interesting because it's that 70th full year anniversary, and I knew that the rapture wouldn't happen today because a lot of people are expecting it. Matter of fact, I wonder what everybody's saying on YouTube, the ones that are, the rapture date setters that have predicted May 14th as that's it. You can't go any further past that. I wonder what they're saying. Well, it's not over yet. So that's the reason why I'm coming up with this time frame now, and that's the reason why it's actually happening, because World War III has to be put in place, and I can see how they're doing it. They just, whether they just don't want to say it, because there's people out there that are predicting it. I mean, I'm sure there's a few others out there. It's not just me. I mean, it feels like it sometimes, but I don't want to say that, because I don't even like hearing myself say it. I don't like the sound of it, because it makes you sound like you're prideful and arrogant, and I'm trying to keep a tight niche on feeling that way, or saying things that makes me feel that way afterwards, after I rewatch the video, because I'm so full of myself. So, because I like to learn from my see, look, here's the thing. I like to learn from my other AI witness. It's just the way it is. Because there's times where I'm talking and rambling on about things that I don't know, whatever, it just comes out of my mouth. And then I'll catch on to it after I watch it. So that's the reason why it's this year. That's the reason why it's in May. It's, if you notice, last year I wasn't predicting. Well, no, I was actually. I predicted World War III starting, but it was the rumors of war. It was the beginning of, oh my God, World War III hits any minute. So that was the beginning of that on April 7th last year. But after that, I was only predicting that May 21st, 2018 was the 7th year since we were warned about God's judgment and what's going to happen. I didn't know. I thought, well, maybe our souls just go up and our bodies drop dead here on earth. I mean, that was one of my thoughts that I had. But I said it. I don't know how God's going to do it. I don't believe that our bodies are going to float up in the air. That part, because I believed that almost 8 years ago. And that's what happens. You believe things and then you change your mind because knowledge increases. And you kind of feel a little stupid, from the things you said before, but that's perfectly natural, You're supposed to feel dumb when you say things that don't come true. And or you're just like way off. And then now there's not much feeling dumb, because things keep happening. And yeah, these dates are are piling up, and it's like the declaration here. It's a little jab over there. It's a little putting a little in here, adding, stirring it up there. It's boiling, getting ready to boil up, and but it's like they just refuse to just say those words. You know, when you have 1/7 of the population that's going to come against you, right? According to the world script. To me, that's like a declaration of war. And when China is like the biggest monstrosity of a country, and everybody's backing them, and they're all in it together, and all the kings of the earth have given their power to the beast, and they all have one mind, and God put in their hearts to agree. You know, I think about this Bible, right? And I think, well, some say that the elite wrote the Bible. Okay, they wrote the Bible. They're playing it out. That's why they wrote it. I mean, that's why they're playing it out, because they wrote the Bible. All right, you can go with that theory if you want to. As I look at the clouds and it looks like it's a nuclear bomb explosion, you can go with that theory if you want to. But here's what God did. Even if the elite wrote the Bible, which they didn't, all right, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing out what people have thought and said. Even if they wrote the Bible, God still made sure that the way that they wrote the Bible, we would understand the words spiritually that they wrote, that they wouldn't understand. And they can only understand it literally. And God would raise up the same people that they wrote about, you know, because he has a sense of humor like that. It's like, all right, hey, you want to play that out? Fine, we're going to play it out. I'll make sure I'm raise him up, raise him, her, them, all those 144,000. But see, that's not the case. The case is God wrote the Bible. Now, here's the twist, right? God wrote the Bible. It's 100% His word from His mouth. The elite, they look at it, they get all their SJDs around, all their theologians, all the famous, "Are you serious?" kind of guys out there, and damn it, I love being rich as hell, and all those guys, and they all collaborate and sit at one table and speak lies, right? And they all come up with the best way to play out this end times prophecy on TV. And then eventually throughout our skies in the end, when they like the grand finale. So don't you know that when God writes the Bible and someone tries to mimic the Bible like that, well, don't you know that when the elite play it out the way that they are, and God has written it the way that He has, not only do we understand it spiritually, which trumps anything, but at the same time, God made sure that He wrote it the way that He knew that the elite would play it out in the end, literally. So God is literally writing the Bible, speaking about how the elite are playing this out, word for word, verse by verse. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to explain it clearly. The Bible's written by God, and the elite play it out. And because they're playing it out literally, God wrote the Bible about them playing it out literally, is what I'm saying. And then on top of that, in between verses, there's spiritual meanings that we, we're the ones that it resonates with, and we understand it. So that's how you're able to, push the buttons of certain individuals that are in charge, and they just can't help themselves. Now, look, I'm hoping, right? I'm hoping that Stephen I'm hoping that he is Steve, I'm hoping you are a really good actor, and that I'm just kind of hoping that I'm still deceived by you, in a sense where you already know the truth. You have to continue to play out the Antichrist role, but you know the truth, and you already know that it's going according to the way that you guys hoped it would, but you didn't believe it would. You had no clue that it would come out this way, because people still had to rise up from the sea and make themselves known to the world. And when you guys see those individuals on Earth doing that, that's what gives you the. It's like, oh man, thank God I don't have to pretend to be the Christ and live in Lint, Michigan all this time. Nah, Steve, you don't have to do that anymore. You can rest. Look, like I said, I'm hoping that you're just a really good actor, better than I thought, and that you really aren't getting mad. But I don't know. I think you really are getting mad. That's the thing. Because remember when I stomped the gas on you, and for about 3 months straight, I was on your lies, and I just pummeled you with video after video after video after video, and non-stop. And then you had the satyrs come up and try to come against you. You had other people making videos. It just didn't work. I was unfazed. And then it was time. Then I started to understand what Trump was doing, and I jumped over to explain what he was doing, and you, and connect you just both together. So, but that was all unscripted, because that wasn't part of your script. To make videos about me was not part of your script. So when you're making your videos now, with John helping everything, that's all scripted. That is absolutely 100% pre-planned, scripted. And then now, anytime you make a video about me, it's you're off the script. You're being. That's why I appreciate those videos more, because you're being yourself. Like, you're being authentic. That is you, unscripted. It, like, didn't Christ tell us not to take your purse or script or anything like that? He definitely said it. I don't know where he said it at. I mean, I can look it up. Maybe somebody can put it in the comment section down there. Click the link below. Give me a thumbs up. Get this video out there. Like it, share, subscribe. Even if you heard 3 seconds of what I'm saying, just do it anyway. Because Bitcoin is going through the roof. So I believe that it was somewhere. Well, obviously it's in the it's in the book that Christ told them not to bring a purse, like money, like don't exchange money, okay? Don't buy or sell any of the crap that's out there. Don't take a script. Just talk, from your own thoughts. Don't bring a damn script. And everybody is bringing their script. I mean, it's what I see. I see everybody with a script. Everybody with a script. That are any of the big channels, on YouTube, and then in the world, obviously CNN, MSN, they're just, everything is script. At one time, I thought these people were actually thinking off the top of their head. I'd say about a year and a half ago, I started to believe that when I hopped on YouTube, I'm like, no, these people are. As I hopped on YouTube, I started to learn that they're not thinking off the top of their head, that everything is a script. And I was really getting disgusted and sickened about it. Now it's all show. I get it. It's actually fun. I kind of hate sometimes when they don't actually declare something on a specific date, or that there's not a massacre murder on Mother's Day, and it's just some simple freaking bombs that is going to escalate World War III, but they won't talk about it on the mainstream. I think that's what bothers me the most, because I want it to dominate the world news. You know why? Here's why. Because when it's time to start talking to my neighbors and people, and once things are shut down, I want to be able to show them what I said was going to happen before it did, and then they're familiar with it because it happened on the mainstream media, like the shootings, the church bombs and shootings and fires, and there you can't get away from that. So when you put a timestamp on a video, and then you set a specific date for an event to happen, and then it does happen, and it is in the mainstream, well, those people that I talk to, even if they don't watch TV, because here's how it works. I've tested it with people. A coworker, my son, some other people. You just ask them, hey, did you hear about the shooting? And then what they say is like, well, no, not really. I mean, I heard something bad about it, because they don't watch the news. But here's the thing: if you watch sports, you're going to hear about it, because there's going to be some kind of special talking about it. And then if you are on social media, and you don't watch the mainstream, they're still going to have the first, the recommended video, whatever, that they force everybody through. They're still going to have that right at the top of the list, and you're still going to see it. Because I remember when the burning happened in Notre Dame, I didn't even care. I'm like, whatever. And then I don't know, somebody asked me in the comment section, like why I need you. Maybe it was it warning signs? I think it was. I think you asked, like, is there? You should talk about the fire. And then I seen, I'm like, well, then I did that quick video. The fire it's just showing us what it's going to look like here in America. It's just a little taste of what it's going to look like here. But I wasn't interested in talking about it because I didn't care. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute. Like, as soon as once I caught on to that one, then the next event was getting a little bit clearer, like focusing in a little bit more clear. And then the next event was almost dead on clear as day, as to see it and understand how they're maneuvering the script here and what they're using, where they're going to go, what's going to dominate the next news event, and how it's going to be a shooter, and it's going to be somebody with a revolver, and then next is the pattern where there's heroes involved, and there's only one person dying in each story, but there's a hero that stopped. That's why only one person died, because the hero jumped in the way, got his fingers shot off. The rabbi in Poway, and then the same thing with the shooter, another shooter in that North Carolina shooting. That story slipped by me. He was a hero, and then the other guy in the school, he was a hero, but he died. So that's the theories of not the theories, the patterns of that. So anyway, I'm hoping that Steve is an actor. I mean, not that he is. I'm sorry. Lord forgive me. I'm hoping that he's a better actor than what I have been giving him the credit for. Because if he is, I'm going to make sure, Steve, that Hollywood gives you an Academy Award. I am. For playing out the best Antichrist role. Because, I don't know, I don't really know if I even watched a movie about an Antichrist. But I just can assume that they're really evil and just vicious murders, and I know the role is to be that, to have that website that was up saying you're the vicar of Lucifer and you eat babies, and you're such a killer, murderous kind of guy. And but that's the whole point of being the Antichrist, is you're supposed to get people to be afraid of you. But you're a WWE wrestler. I mean, that's kind of how I take you, is you have a script that you're following, and you're not going to break character. It's like saying to Trump, it's like expecting Trump to break character and just admit that he's an actor and that he's just acting president. But he will never do it until this is over, when I finally see him face to face and we shake hands, and I say, hey man, you know, it's nice to meet you, and you are a good actor. I give it to you. You stayed in character the entire time. That's if he's even alive, because look, everything's been recorded before already. It's already been done. And because they can't take that chance of having, you know, day-to-day scripts. No. There's no way that they actually have stories that they're, no. It's way pre-recorded, determined from much time ago. At least a year, I'm gonna say. At least a year in advance. They record a lot, because Trump is talking every day. It's like he's trying to be me or something. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy, but because he's talking every day, ain't he? I mean, he's on the news every day. There's a new clip every day of him speaking about something. I remember at one time, Obama, I thought he spoke a lot, but man, Trump is every day, which means he has a script. Every day there's a script, and it's been played out and read and acted and produced, and Rob Reiner over there, just, you know, whoever's in charge of pushing the movie button to play, they push the button. These events already took place. I'm gonna say it's at least a year in advance, because when they evacuated Florida, do you know how many scenes they recorded with the tsunami that came over and the meteorite that came crashing down into the ocean? You know how many clips they already have of that, as they're standing in certain areas, and then they got the green screen and like putting it together. Yeah, it's already been done, and so that's why I say, I mean, who knows who's alive, because they can't take that chance of somebody dying, because who knows? How do you know? You don't know. Anybody can get into an accident and die just like that, and so you gotta make sure that you have everything in play, and then that's also why they create Robotoids. I mean, that's why they created one of me in case I die, because I gotta fulfill the end times also with everybody else that's involved. We're all in this giant movie, right? And this is how I feel about this. I feel like we're in a movie. I mean, I don't feel, well, we are in a movie, but I feel like we're watching the movie, and it's a long movie. Yeah, there's like 3-hour long movies, and it's like you're getting, it's like, all right, can we just get to the good part already? Here we are. We're at the 2.5-hour mark, and there's a half hour left to go in this movie, and we're at that point where the villain is now just about he's rising up, right, and he's just about getting to the fullest potential of his evilness and rulership, and he's almost there, right? But it's time for the real heroes of the movie to stand up and whoop his ass, and then kick him out, and then it's, you know, we all live happily ever after for the next 1,000 years. Now, again, I didn't think this before, that Satan would be bound for 1,000 years, and then after that, you know, we're gonna all reign with Christ. But you know, it's possible. You know, I gotta think back again, because when it comes to every 2,000 years of the Jesus fish that crosses over and gets to the point up here, 1,000 years, and then it comes back, and it's like crosses over again, and it goes back. It's like a continuous DNA strand that once it gets here, that's when Christ is crucified, and that's when he rose again, and then it went out like that. But here's the thing: when Christ was crucified 2,000 years ago, after he was crucified, there wasn't peace on earth, because not the way it's going to be this time around for the next 1,000 years at least, because the apostles, they killed them all. So that's not peace. So that Jesus fish, kind of technically, it wasn't, it's not like there was actual peace on earth. That was just the beginning of the salvation understanding of what it means to be Christ-like. So, and then I'm not sure where it's at in the Bible either, but there's a part, I did a video before, how once the sun rises back up, like once the sun goes down, once it rises back up again, and then everybody understands that what they're doing wrong, and then we go about our business and worship our God, and they go about their business and worships their God. So it kind of makes me think that that it's not the way. See, my head was up in the clouds a lot, right? I thought of things too spiritual at a point, and then I kind of was brought back down to earth a little bit, because Justin did help me understand quite a bit of things that, you can tell that there's nothing is scripted, pre-planned. There's no mind control. It's like you kind of I take what I have my mind set and focused here in this direction. And when someone says something, I take it, think about it. If it resonates, I use it. If not, I put it, it doesn't make sense. But he really did help me, bring me back down to earth again. I mean, commenters, people, subs and stuff, the ones that have fought against it, kind of, you help too, bring me down to earth a little bit, and think about things literally, like how are they literally going to happen. And so I'm seeing that, well, yeah, we're all going to be here, and in the future, our children's children, they're gonna read about us. They're gonna read about these days when this major, because today into tonight, it's the 70th year. In 7 days from now, you got 7 days to get into the ark, because the flood is gonna come. The flood of lies throughout the world. In 7 days, it's gonna happen.